Alright, I'm live, and I'm dropping some frames. It was fine a second ago. I'm not playing right now, if... Alright, I'm streaming now.
What do you want to do?
I'm thinking we probably end up going back to Raft here. I just wanted to stream my game a bit while we had it open.
Alright. I do like the hidden tunnels in the map.
Yeah. That took a little bit of effort to make. But yeah,
I bet
I,
it
I
did.
also the lighting of everything is a challenge. In the tunnel, I added a bunch of lights, but I didn't like add light bulbs or anything. There's invisible lights on the ceilings.
When you gonna put Easter eggs in it?
I could do that now.
Or have you already put some in?
No, I haven't yet.
Every good game has some Easter eggs.
I put a little Easter egg in the credits.
Your name?
Well, I put my name and then I put something at the end of the credits if you actually watch it through the whole way.
Alright.
But it's nothing much. It's just some text. I see you. I'll cut you off while you're going into the tunnel.
Ha! Oh.
I started
Damn.
blocking off all the tunnel exits once I saw you go in. I'm actually recording this time, so maybe I can take a little bit of this gameplay and make it into a trailer somehow.
Yeah.
I'm getting like, are you getting like weird shadows?
I don't think so.
Okay, maybe it's just me. I think that has something to do with the lighting settings.
I think that's pretty low on the list of things that people care about. I do think people care about
Well, it's kind of like flickering in and out. I don't like that.
have you thought about having like when the character's taking damage, like the light of the like the color of the character kind of like changing?
That's a possibility. I've not thought about that, but
I think it would be helpful when you're in this little waiting for players state, if you could like know that like, oh, that would hurt me. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know how big of an undertaking that is.
I'm not sure either. It's not really high on my priority list, though. Tell you that.
You're still trying to make it functional.
Yep. I do have an issue still where new players can join like mid-game. I need to like fix that. What else? I want to improve the whole movement stuff. I want to be able to like slide underneath. Maybe
Sly?
slide. Yeah, I want to be able to slide underneath. I think I want to tweak the jumping, maybe the jump height and stuff. I want to maybe like get like wall running into it or something, or like double jumping off a wall,
I think,
parkour type stuff.
yeah, I think it should be a little bit easier to jump over
Yeah,
the
it's definitely
snake.
too hard. It's definitely too hard right now. I agree
Yeah.
with that. So that either means make the jump go higher or make the snake skinnier. Or I don't know what the solution is yet, but I definitely want to make the movement of the player very fun. Like I'm kind of like picturing like Spider-Man games almost, where it's just fun to just swing around as Spider-Man.
Yeah.
But that's a lot easier said than done, especially in multiplayer. I did fix one little bug, another little bug. If you hold right click, it kind of like zooms in, more of a first person view.
Yeah.
I plan to change this more so it goes as more of a true first person. Right now it's just more zoomed in. But before when you zoomed in it would cut your speed in half. Now it doesn't cut your speed in half anymore. You can press, well now it's not working for me. B to do an emote. There we go, now it's working. I think that's about it. I guess control is crouch, but that's not really useful.
Would I die crouched? And
Yeah, I think you're moving too slow that you will start taking damage. I want to make it so that like if you slide like down a ramp, you maintain your speed, but like if you slide on level ground, you only maintain your speed for a few seconds and then you start going slower and taking damage. Type of thing. So I'm going to replace the crouch with the slide. I realized I wasn't in full screen when I was recording this whole time.
Hate that for you.
Now I'm in full screen. Where are you? You must be underground. I cannot find you. You're not underground anymore. Or maybe you are. Yay!
Would have been easier with a controller.
I don't know why your controller's not working. Mine
Fix
works
it,
just
developer.
fine. I think this is user error. Oh, I don't think it matters, but did you have your controller on before you launched the game, or did you turn it on while the game was after the game was launched?
It was already on.
Okay. I think I'm turning mine on after the game's already launched. And that works fine.
You turn it on after the game's already launched?
Yeah. I think it still works if I have it on beforehand, but maybe that's something. It definitely uses Steam to like forward the inputs to the game. I don't know if it's a Steam setting or something. Or maybe the controller only works for the host. That would be
Yeah,
a
we
weird.
might be getting somewhere.
That would be a weird bug, but maybe that's the thing. You want to test that?
How can I test it?
Well, we have to quit and you be the host.
Alright, I just quit.
Okay.
And then play, host game.
Yeah. You could also just do the quick play.
I don't think it's working.
My controller's working as the second player. Ah, interesting. The team, it says welcome to the team, waiting for other additional players. It doesn't say blue team. Probably because it tried to display the text too early before it was fully loaded. But I bet it'll work in the second game we play, not this first one. There's another bug. Also, when I'm using a controller with push to talk, it thinks I'm using both a controller and keyboard at the same time. It's a bit buggy, but I don't think there's nothing I can do about that.
The controller is kind of working.
Kind of.
Oh, shit. Hang on a second. So the camera works, but I have to be holding down the PS button.
Hmm.
Wrap your head around that one.
I think it's a Steam setting that's probably
But when I
messing up
use
for you.
the left analog stick changes the volume of my computer.
Yeah, I think it's a Steam setting. Maybe.
What would that setting be?
No idea. Yeah. I'm like almost dead already.
Hate that for you. Have you ever read Ender's Game?
Yeah. I read the whole like mini-series.
I'm about 2/3 of the way through the book.
Yeah.
Oh, your trail disappeared like you said it would.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter when it's only 2 players, but I think that's definitely a good thing when you have a lot of players because the map will fill up quickly, and once one player dies, the rest of the players will be dying quickly after that unless I delete them. That's also how the game that I'm kind of got the idea for this from, called Snafu. That's how that game worked too.
I'm gonna try to mess with my controller.
"29 people now have clicked the button to get access."
I got it to work.
What'd you change?
I apparently there was like some box I needed to check in the Steam controller settings.
Oh. Yeah, do you see the little like button in the lower right like popping in and out with the controller?
Alright, so now I am way more happy about playing the game. You know I'm a big controller guy,
I
right?
know. I don't understand it, but I know it.
How do you not understand it?
Like some games that totally makes sense, but like you try to use it on every game even where it doesn't make sense.
I've gotten used to not having it on satisfactory.
Yeah, that game it definitely does not make sense. Um, yeah, but I've been designing this game with the idea of it like one day getting on consoles or something and having to use a controller. So
Mm,
also like if I took a day or something, I could probably get it on my phone too and play it on a touchscreen.
nice.
The hard part would be like logging in while on the phone.
You can crouch and run and not die.
Can you?
Yeah.
I forget what I set the speed at to start taking damage. It might have been 200. What is that, like centimeters per second or something? Whatever unit the game uses. The game uses metric, by the way. Like everything's scaled to metric. The running speed
Metric
is
in our game.
yeah. The running speed is 600. I think I don't know if it's meters per second or like it might be like centimeters or something or millimeters. Not millimeters. Something like that. I think crouch is half the speed. I want to come up with like a way to make it so that the slower you're moving, the more damage it does. So if you're only moving slightly slower, it doesn't do very much damage. But
Do you have like a little indicator on the bottom right?
yeah,
That what?
yeah. So that's supposed to be like telling you the controls.
It's what?
That's just telling you that the dash is the click in the left button.
Uh, I don't feel like I saw that for
No, it
when
only
I was
pops.
on the PC.
It only pops up if you're using a controller.
Weird.
Also, like in the main menu, there's buttons that pop up, but only if you're using a controller. Like it'll say press A to click on it.
I feel like that countdown and the activating is new,
It was buggy for a while. I fixed that bug.
but I don't know if I saw it as the guest.
Yeah, that's kind of new. It was always supposed to be there, but it was buggy, and I never got around to fixing it right away. I started messing around with adding in my own music yesterday, but got a little bit too difficult, so I didn't put any of it in.
Pretzel rocks?
No, I think I told you how I try to like make my own music.
Yes.
I just tried to put that in this.
AI generated.
But it's kind of complicated. You have to
Have you tried
control like,
switching it to Wombo?
surprisingly, that's not an option in Unreal Engine.
What?
Yeah, I couldn't find that option. I was looking for it. That's actually what the difficult part. Ah,
You lost because I finally have a controller.
yeah, is that it?
Yep.
Yeah, I gotta fix the spectating too. I think I want the spectating kind of like Fall Guys, where you spectate from another player's point of view, and you can like toggle between what player you're spectating, versus just a free like roaming camera.
Mm.
But that's not very high on my priority list right now either.
Mhm.
I need to work on like the whole like. I don't think you can like invite your friends like to a party and play with friends. You just have to hope you're in the same lobby together. So I want like better either private lobbies, use like a code, or a friend system. I'll be adding more maps eventually too. That hasn't been a priority either.
Nah.
I kind of want to have like different characters. Like right now, I'm just using this like default like robot character, but I actually want like a real like person with skin and whatnot.
Mm.
And maybe like
hang on 1 second, Cash.
yeah.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
I just needed
Yeah.
to get a light on in this room.
Gotcha.
This way.
Yeah, there's a lot of things I want to add. I need like a progression leveling like system that carries over in between games. You crouch. That's cheating.
You should make it undoable.
Yeah, I'll have to do that. Thank you for finding that bug, that exploit.
Yeah. I think it'd be really cool to do a slide instead of a crouch, like you've been
Definitely,
talking.
yeah. Yeah, I definitely want to slide. I want a wall run too. There's one spot where I made like two walls real close to each other. You could like jump off one wall and kick off the opposite wall and back and forth to the top. Maybe a way to like jump up and grab a ledge and like pull yourself up. Who knows?
That would be very Sly Cooperish. I'd get into that.
Any type of movement parkour system.
Oh, I went into the dead end.
That'll do it. I want to add ability like pickups that like randomly spawn in the map, and there'll be like I'm thinking like just 3 different abilities right now that you could pick up and then use later on. So I like want to have a temporary invincibility pickup, maybe one that restores your health. I don't know, maybe one that changes how fast you run or something. I don't know what type of abilities exactly, but I definitely want. I feel like the beginning of the game is kind of boring because there's so many places you could run and there's no real objective yet until it gets more chaotic later.
Nice.
I think I want to add fall damage, except for it won't be like fall. It won't be direct damage. It'll be if you fall from too high, it causes you to move slower for a bit of time, and that slower movement will cause damage. Like you're limping or something.
I like that.
I've been trying to make this like as realistic as possible. Like I'm picturing people running in real life, wearing like VR or whatever goggles, not VR but AR, augmented
Yeah,
reality
VR.
goggles.
Oh,
But
yeah.
that's just like projecting the trail behind players. That's kind of the reason why I got rid of the dash too, because that wasn't very realistic. I'd rather just make that like a sprint button than a dash. Coming for you. But there is a melee button, but I don't think it works right now. When we're running side by side, I think it's E.
What is that on a controller?
I'm not sure. If you go into the menu, it should tell you the. Well, it might not tell you the controller controls. For some reason that wasn't showing up. But I think you have to be holding a weapon for it to work. And there's no weapons in our hands, so it doesn't work. Where are you at?
Enough to break the ice, Matt Murray.
There you are.
I know you are, but what am I?
I also got a bug whenever anybody takes damage, it puts like little numbers of how much damage that they did underground here in the middle.
Huh. Well, why don't you demonstrate?
I don't have much health left. But if you look right where I'm running towards, right here, that's where it shows up. Oh, it just showed up.
I didn't have much health left either.
I don't know how to fix that other than just raise the whole map up a little bit so it spawns in underneath the map.
There's gotta be a way, right?
Well, it's trying to like put the damage like above the player or something that takes damage. But for some reason it's not going above the player and it like can't find the correct spot to put it, so it defaults to the 0, 0 coordinate, which is right there. Also, there's a setting in audio for voice chat, but I don't think voice chat does anything yet. Tab is holding tab is supposed to like show like a scoreboard, but right now it doesn't show anything useful. I don't know what button it is on a controller. Doesn't look like it's any button on the controller. Ah. I guess it's a keyboard only button.
That was glitchy.
Did you like land on my head or what happened?
Yeah. Also, I think I broke your clock.
It's working on my
It's,
screen.
it's like a different language or something.
Uh, did you change the language in the options?
I don't think I tried to like assign a I know it was silly, but I tried to assign a gamepad button to a like a mouse and keyboard thing,
Yeah.
and it was like the change of language will take effect the next time you
Uh,
restart the game.
yeah. Probably need to change it back. I don't know what you changed it to, that it doesn't use numbers, but
I don't know what it is.
there's like 10 different languages that I don't know what it does. Change it to like Korean or Japanese or I don't know what, Russian, Chinese. There's supposed to be controller settings, I think, but it's not. They aren't showing up. Only the like sensitivity is showing up.
Yeah, I don't see a controller setting.
I have 55 milliseconds of ping. In the settings, there's a thing to turn on performance stats. Not that the average player care about that, but
True.
yeah, I'm getting about 50.
Damn.
Turn on your FPS. Quit. No. You didn't. Did you want to switch over to a different game?
Yeah, probably.
All right. That was a good little test. There weren't any randoms that popped in though.
Nope.
Now at 30 players with access. Well, 30 players have like clicked that they're like to basically download the game. But then Lifetime unique users is still only 9. It says concurrent players is 2.
That's probably us.
Yep.
Wonder if now my controller will work for more games.
Yeah, should work better. I wonder if that setting you had to check is on or off by default.
You know, I don't know.
Because my controller's always worked and I've never messed with that stuff.
It was like PlayStation configuration or something.
Hmm.
Weirdly, there already was like Switch stuff checked. I don't know.
Yeah, because I knew my game, like, by default doesn't work with a controller. Well, at least not with a PlayStation controller. It might work with an Xbox controller. But it needs Steam to, like, forward the inputs to the game.
Huh.
So, what are we playing?
What do you want to play?
We could continue playing Raft.